What's going on, you guys? We'll talk about Devin Haney, of course, Teofimo Lopez, coming out with him almost dying all of a sudden. And of course, what's next in the lightweight division? Ryan Garcia gave his thoughts on Devin Haney's performance. Um, what else? George Kambosos is being he's scouting out his next opponent. I think tonight he's supposed to be at the Tank fight. Of course, last night he was at the Devin Haney fight. Hit that like button as you come on in. Let's see. Ryan Garcia has some things to say about Devin Haney's performance last night. And we go talk about Devin Haney's performance against Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz also had some things to say about Devin Haney. It wasn't nothing bad, but he gave his honest thoughts on Devin Haney's and pretty much his power. The power situation with Devin Haney. He's already preparing to duck. You talking about who? George Kambosos? He's already preparing to duck. Really, this guy has so many options. You know what I'm saying? He has so many options. He don't know if Devin Haney's going to be the guy right now. He don't know if he's going to pick Devin yet. He said Tank Davis is the biggest fight. He said Ryan Garcia has a lot of followers. But, when we looking at Ryan Garcia and his followers, man, there's a bunch of broke-ass kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his energy is starting to slowly change, Full of Sports. I'm seeing it. I'm peeping the energy change. He has options. But to be honest with you guys, I have a feeling he may end up hopping on there with Ryan Garcia. And I don't see him fighting Tank Davis. Nah. Devin Haney, he may fight him, but I think he's gonna hop on Ryan. Yeah, this is exactly what they do, man. The energy changes every time. I hope you guys can hear me well. Could you hear me? Hit the number 3 if you can hear me. I got like a new setup going on over here. Let's see, man. Teofimo Lopez out here, man. That's just some bullshit, bro. Y'all know your boy, but she don't be believing any of that shit. Okay, y'all can hear me good. Yeah, y'all know I don't be believing any of that shit. Hold on, I got the clip too. This dude Teofimo, right? He almost risked his life. We gonna talk about Devin in a second, but I'm gonna talk about Tio real quick. The dude risked his life. I think this is like a damage control from ESPN to save face for him from losing his shit to a guy on another network. That's what I think this is. Teofimo was hitting backwards flips and everything after the fight, bro. We ain't stupid. Boxing fans pay attention, but they go put something out there for the casual fans or for the casual fight people to make it look like this dude almost died and all that. But then they got videos of him. Where is it at? Thought I had it. Yeah, I got it right here. Then you got videos of this dude. Salute to Hockey TV for getting this shit, but yeah, I saw this on the internet.
I'm preparing. People say how hungry I am. They're not dumb, and they can see how easy. I'm preparing. People say how hungry I am. They're not dumb, and they can see how easy.
Yeah, so he was like this, they say he had like 300 pounds of pressure on his chest, and I don't believe this shit, dude. I don't believe it. And then he's sitting down with a breathing mask on, and man. I mean, they say he had asthma, but nah, bro. I think this is a tactic to kind of water down Kambosos' victory over him on his way back to top rank. Salute to Kofi's Universe. What's going on, Damone Daniels? Yeah, man. Yeah, Kambosos said Garcia's the bigger fight than Haney. Can't make this shit up. Yeah, man, he said that shit, bro. I was gonna play that clip of him saying these things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but all bullshit aside, though, Devin Haney, to me last night, I think that dude needs to move up in weight. I didn't see no strength from him. He had no strength. It seemed like he had no legs. He had no strength, and he had no explosiveness. As a 23-year-old fighter, he should look a lot more explosive and stronger than that. He didn't look too strong last night. He gonna have to move up in weight. Hey, they didn't do nothing to Tio. You know, he called Wilder a bitch and all that, but Teofimo had all kinds of excuses, and he took it like a sore loser. And they didn't come for him at all. They said, "Nah, it's all good, T.O. You could you could you could do that shit, bro. You could you could you can come up with excuses, and we can act like you almost died and you shouldn't have been fighting anyway and all this shit. They go come up with excuses for those guys all the time." He said, "Now when we can talk means I'm gonna stall you out." Devin ain't about to get that fight, y'all. You know, I like Kambosos, but I was reading between the lines when I just listened to his interview, and it could very well be a situation where he said, "Man, I really got a lot of other options, bigger fight for more money." You know, so even though they asked him, he said it's not about the money, it's about the legacy, but he wants to be excited and all this other shit. I'm like, George, all right, man, you act like you've been champion for some years now, bro. You just got them belts a week ago, bro. You know, you just got them belts a week ago, bro. Yeah, Devin got to move up, bro. That's the bottom line, dog. He ain't got no strength. At 23 years old, he should be looking strong as fuck. Especially considering how much of a gym rat he is and how hard he works. He should be looking really, really strong. Strong, fast, explosive, almost untouchable. To the point where uh dudes don't even want to go to his fights. Yep. And that's just me being honest. I mean, he got the job done. He dominated dude. Jojo was just a good test for him. But I think Devin, he's gonna need some pop, you guys. He don't got pop. You know what I'm saying? He don't got no pop. You gotta at least have some pop. If you ain't got a punch, you gotta have some pop. Yeah, man. But yeah, we already know what it is, AJ. T.O. came out with that bullshit, talking all kinds of shit. It wasn't even his place to come out saying anything at all. But guess what? He felt he took it upon himself to try to hop in the mix and call Wilder out. But he's doing the same thing. But then they protecting him, and man, ain't nothing wrong with him, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Come on. I'm sorry, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Ain't nothing, bro. And what's and it's the TOs and the Ryans that's doing all this shit. Always got some little excuses or some little outs from fights and shit. And what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia now all of a sudden he wants to hop right in there with Kambosos. I thought your hand was broke. Like, man, get up out of here, bro. Them dudes is jokes. I don't believe none of that shit. I don't believe nothing was wrong with him. Yeah, now all of a sudden you almost died and all this other bro. Now all of a sudden, man. I don't believe that shit, dude. They'll put anything out they want us to believe. I don't believe everything they put out either. Nope, I don't believe it at all. I don't believe nothing about none of those mental illnesses. I don't believe he really had the coke. I don't believe none of that. Nope, nope. Because it's only happening on one side all the time. It's only happening over there, bro. Like PBC has its issues, but it's more on some outside of the ring. Like I was doing too much and I was living too hard. These dudes become like on top rank and shit. They be these mysterious injuries and these sicknesses and these mental illnesses. Like man, and then and it's funny. It comes from these fighters that do the most talking, all this shit talking, and got all these followers and all this other bullshit. They be coming from those type of dudes. Yeah, AJ, he did say that. JoJo said that Gary Russell was the tougher fight, and he was sharper, had more pop. Yeah, man, and he does, bro. Based off what we saw, he definitely does. He definitely does. He definitely does. I think he needs to move up in weight. Him not having power and the way he fights, um, because he kind of fights like a boxer puncher. Maybe it's just him trying to prove to people that he does have some power. But like JoJo said, and like we were saying last night, he ain't got no legs. He needs to might need to move up in weight. Like he was putting a lot behind them shots. He tried to sit down on his punches and it just didn't do nothing. It didn't do nothing. So you would imagine if he gets in there with a guy that can punch, it's gonna be ugly for him. He just seemed like he had no legs last night. That's all I could really take away from the fight. He handled it like I expected, but I expected better. Honestly, I did expect better. I expected better. I expected him to look sharper, quicker, everything like that. JoJo didn't really give him too much to worry about, so I expected better. Even with that, especially considering the size advantage, the reach advantage, he had a lot of advantages. He had all the advantages going into this fight, other than experience. And Devin Haney has quite a bit of pro fights under his belt at this point, but he showed a lot of vulnerabilities. For a 23-year-old guy, he showed a lot of vulnerabilities against JoJo, a lot that I think any of these other guys could capitalize on. Styles makes fights, of course, but I think Devin just simply needs to move up in weight, man. JoJo said it. A lot of other guys been paying the people game. He just don't got the strength. Maybe he leaves it in the camp. And then by the time he cuts the weight, everything is gone. He ain't got the strength that he needs to. Because when you watching Devin Haney sparring and shit, it look like he got some pop on them punches. When you see him in camp, it look like he got some pop. But when he's fighting, man, and then, JoJo's supposed to be the smaller guy. He's supposed to be rocking that guy. He didn't move him. He didn't move him. Yeah. He needs to stay away from Tank and he needs to move up. No slight, you know, but I think he's been at that way too long. And that's what I can really take away from Devin Haney's performance is that I think he might need to move up to 140. He might be stronger, more explosive, and everything else. He always been a bigger lightweight, and he's been at the division for quite a while now. So I think it's time for him to think about moving up. And he may have one fight left in him, but yeah, I think it's time. He says Devin don't get the Kambosos fight, he should move up. Yep. Yeah, that's a good one, AJ. You right. Yep, I agree. If he don't get the Cambo fight, move up, bro. Because them dudes go continue to play in politics. Even though Devin showed some vulnerabilities, Cambo said he wasn't impressed and stuff like that. He didn't necessarily say it that per se, but they asked him and he was like, So they go probably play games and he just go up to 140, man. Take that WBC up to 140. You know, is he ready for guys like Prograis and all the other guys at 140? It's a lot of tough guys up there. They got the Gary Antoine Russells. You know, there's some tough dudes up there, man, with some power, with some explosiveness, with some shit that could probably bully Devin around. But then again, he may be stronger at 140. He just didn't seem strong last night. That's all I could. That's the only notch on it. He just didn't seem too strong. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Classic Metal? I see you in the building. Hey, salute Andrew Fall. What's going on? What did you guys think about the fights last night? Speaking of fights, my boy Jose Aldo just beat Rob Font last night. I need to go back and watch that. I thought that's a very impressive win from the legendary Jose Aldo to beat the Rob Font. Rob Font is a beast, and man, I gotta go watch that. But What you guys think about the fight? You says Robert Navarro salute. He says Tio, Doug Haney. Are we going to see the same for Kamboso? We already seen Ryan a better fight, bro. I'm telling you, he's already doing it, man. I like Cambo, but he's already, you know, on one end, it's like, could I blame him? You know what I'm saying for playing his hand? But then on another end, it's like, fuck. When would this trend end? You know what I'm saying? Ryan's the bigger fight. I mean, it's probably the easier fight too. But Ryan Garcia ain't no proven pay-per-view draw, bro. He got followers, but there's a bunch of broke-ass kids and youngsters, man. You know what I'm saying? Yep, same. Stay away from Tank. Yep, stay away from Tank. Anything else is like, whatever. Stay away from Tank, though. That little dude power can carry. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, bro. He was breaking shit. He seemed stronger. He seemed very weak against JoJo last night. I mean, you could tell he was putting some shit on them shots. He hit JoJo to the body so many times. I mean, shit, JoJo should have. Devin ain't got the power yet, man. Move up and wait. Stop killing yourself to make that weight. Then again, he also probably ain't reached his grown man strength yet. He ain't got no legs, bro. He probably ain't got his grown man strength. Sure, you can see it coming in. He got some pop on him. You know what I'm saying? But Devin, he ain't got it yet. That's gonna be a problem as he gets up in there with some of these older, more primed guys. More. There's gonna be problems. Or even not even guys like Tank. I'm talking about guys like, just other guys like around the top of the division, the tough guys. Gotta be careful, man. Dudes that can punch and shit. Good learning lesson though. Good experience boost. There's a lot he could take from that. There's gonna be a lot he could take from that fight. There's gonna be a lot he could take from it. So moving forward, I don't think Kambosos, he just didn't seem too interested. He's playing it off. You know what I'm saying? Cambo playing it off. But in reality, he's more interested in what's next. As far as Ryan or maybe even Tank. Because Tank will be a big fight. But could they get Tank Davis in Australia? Will Tank Davis be willing to come to Australia and take the B side to George Cambo? I don't think so. It just got really political all of a sudden. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying, Lions True. When you see Devin in camp, he be wrecking shit. But when you get to the fight, he ain't got nothing. Hey, he stay away from both of them, Andrew Fall. Absolutely stay away from both of them. But he can't stay at 135 either, bro. He can't stay at 135 either. It's gonna start. You're gonna start to really see him. His performances start to really. He's gonna start putting out less and less, man. Really forcing it and shit. Also, in Devin's mind, he got to try to look impressive, fight tough ass JoJo, try to show people that I got power, and try to look good doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it was probably a lot of pressure on him last night. A lot of pressure on Devin last night to look good and to perform well and to show people that he really has power, that he's an exciting fighter. There's a lot of pressure on Devin. And he's one of those guys that's avoided. Let's be honest. He's avoided. So respect to Jojo Diaz, man. I like his character. He gave a really honest breakdown of Devin after the fight. He says Devin walks through Kambosos. That's what he said. He says Devin walks through Cambo. Speaking of Tank, man, it was funny. My mom asked me, should she order the fight? I said, go watch Tank. So that's what I said. And she said, he ain't fighting nobody. It's bad when your moms know that he ain't fighting nobody, bro. Wait, let me tell you exactly what she said. Hold up. It's bad when your mom knows that he ain't fighting nobody, man. Wait, where's it at? Yeah, she says that fight worth ordering. I said, nah, but watch Tank tonight. She said, don't order. I didn't think so. He don't be fighting nobody. He don't be fighting no one really. Oh man, my mom is an old school casual fan. Like she watched, always ordered the big fights, and you know what I'm saying. She said Tank ain't fighting nobody, man. I fucks with Tank, but when you got a casual fan saying this shit, like man, he ain't fighting nobody. It's like, damn, how could you try to charge people for that type of fight? Like 70, $80, bro. I mean, Bob Arum came out and said, man, they be lying about them numbers over there, man. Tank Davis. and like I said before, I don't believe none of these pay-per-view numbers or any of this shit. You know, I think they all be a lot lower than what they say. It's just to save face, bro. Them numbers don't be, man, them numbers don't be what they be. Charlo doubleheader did like 70,000 buys, bro. They say Tank Davis in his last fight against what's the name did like 100 something. Like Canelo Alvarez getting 800,000. I guess that's pretty good, but the pay per view shit, man, honestly, is over. It's whack, bro. Pay per view is whack. But see, these boxers want so much fucking money. That's how they get paid. The high profile guys, that's how they get paid. They gotta put that shit on pay per view, man. Otherwise, nobody go eat shit. Nobody go get shit. Fucking pay per views and shit, man. Tank Davis pay per view tonight. I mean, really, bro? If that shit does like 300,000, I'm gonna call cap. And I fucks with Tank, but putting that on pay per view, man, that should have been on Showtime for free on a Sunday for everybody. He would have easily hit 1 million views, easily, close to it. If it was just regular Showtime, I mean, Isaac Cruz, bro, like no disrespect to Isaac Cruz, but come on, man, that's not the fight we originally wanted. You know, Rolly was like, maybe we'll pay for that one. But when you put Isaac Cruz, like, who is this dude? Isaac Cruz, who is this dude? I expect Tank knock him out in 4 rounds. I might bet on that too. Tank to take him out within 4 rounds or something. I don't see this dude lasting long. But then again, Tank may carry him just because it's on pay per view. Go give people a show. But then again, dude may not last that long because Tank hit hard as a motherfucker. The dude gonna be coming forward. He's gonna go right into some heat. Man, Cruz is getting blasted, bro. You said Canelo has many more supporters than haters. Yeah, he does. He does. I mean, 800,000. Actually, let me take that back on him. 800,000 is fucking very good. At that price, and considering who he's fighting, nobody knew who Caleb Plant was. Now I can see if it was a fight where they knew who Caleb Plant was, blah blah blah. But 800,000 is good to be fighting an unknown Caleb Plant, a relatively unknown Caleb Plant. That's pretty good. Floyd Mayweather hitting 1 million. Shit, UFCs be hitting average better than boxing people, and that's just me telling the truth. On average, man, the UFC pay per views do better than boxing. The ones that's on pay per view do better than boxing. An African and a Polish guy did 800K in the UFC. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. An African and a Polish guy did 800K in the UFC. Only charged for the big fights, the Wilder Furies, the Spence Crawfords, the big fights. I mean, you have PBC be spamming pay per views, bro. And I get it. That's how they pay these dudes. Like the Charles Martin, Luis Ortiz fight coming up. They got that on pay per view. And honestly, For a hardcore fight fan's perspective, this is a really solid card. And it's $40. I might go ahead and slip them, help them out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how they getting paid. But damn, they charging for that. Nobody's seen Luis Ortiz in a while. Nobody knows who Charles Martin really is because we haven't really seen him that much. And then for you to come out and slap a pay-per-view tag on, it's like, damn, the audacity. But I love boxing, so I might go ahead and pay for the $40 anyway. $40 ain't shit. It ain't like paying 80 or 100. And then it's a heavyweight card, and it's actually good matchups. There are actually some good matchups on that card. But this is what they're doing. How much is that Tank pay-per-view? Like 70 some dollars, 70, 75? That shit's high, bro. You says Ryan won a speedy back. Ryan Garcia is Ryan Garcia is a TikTok boxer. He's a tick boxer. He's a TikTok boxer. That's what he is. And the going got tough, right? He's at the point of his career where the fights are getting tougher, and now he's getting injuries and he's pulling out of fights and mental illnesses. Man, I don't believe none of that stuff, bro. I'm sorry, I just don't believe it, and I think it's disrespectful to people that's really going through shit. I just don't. Anxiety. You fighting in front of thousands of people. You got thousands of followers, and you haven't beaten that. You haven't beaten it. Nah, bro. Anxiety is a motherfucker though, but I feel that you beat it already. Walking out and fighting in front of a crowd with all the pressure on you to perform well and all the young girls watching you and all that shit. I feel you beat that already, so I think it's something else, dude. I think it's something else. Watch he pull out of another one. If it ain't Kamboso, he ain't gonna pull out of that. He gonna try to weasel his way right into all the belts. Man, Ryan Garcia, man, that's bullshit. He need to shut up. You said Ryan jealous of Paul's success. Hey, what's up, Stevie Anderson? He says, "What's up? Haney's good chin. Yeah, he got it. He showed that he had a good chin last night. JoJo's not necessarily the biggest puncher, but Haney's showing that he has dog. You know what I'm saying? He got dog in him. He needs that strength, bro, and he might need to move up. I think he needs to move up in weight. His legs seem weak. Somebody last night said he be fucking too much. That's what somebody last night said. His legs did seem strong. He almost looked like a Danny Jacobs last night. Versus a pretty boy Floyd. But the lightweight division, man, it's gonna get really political, man. I have a feeling Georgia gonna end up fighting Ryan or some shit. See, Ryan ain't gonna have to. No, he said Ryan go fight somebody in January or something. He's really dictating the shit out of shit, Cambo. He's telling these dudes, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. He ain't mentioned fighting Loma. Loma's totally out of the picture. They totally got Lomachenko out of the way. Nah, we ain't dealing with that motherfucker. Nah, nope. Keep him out of here. Keep Lomachenko out of here. Yeah, they do much higher numbers, man. They do. And those are just the facts. You know what I'm saying? Boxer fans don't be liking to hear that shit, but that's the truth. I think the reason why the UFC does so well is because, and this is going to be controversial, is because they don't get paid as much as the boxers do. I mean, them cards they be putting out is just phenomenal. And in return, the sport overall does better numbers, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, the top fighters ain't complaining. Israel Adesanya, he's living rich as fuck. Conor McGregor, he's straight. All the guys at the top, a lot of the guys, Jorge Masvidal, He's doing good. A lot of guys at the top doing good. He says, I watched the Usman Masvidal when I wasn't familiar with them, and they were waving the Nigerian and Cuban flags, but when they opened their mouth, they was playing American accents. Yeah. Yep. But what the UFC does encourage is for those guys to speak English. Learn how to speak English. So you don't see too many guys that don't really know foreigners that don't know how. He said, not sure Connor gets a sea of money. Yeah, Connor gets paid, dude. He got all kinds of shit. JJ says Cambo will not hold that belt long. He just as long as T.O. held it. Hey, that belt, those belts might be bouncing around like a motherfucker, man. The division is too competitive. It's just very competitive. You really don't know who's the best guy. But for me, I think that it's really hard to say, y'all. I want to say Tank because of the way what he has. Um, shit, I don't know. I don't know. It's competitive. I'll say that. You ain't lying, Damone Davis. The 135 belts are like Dragon Balls. Yep. They keep scattering all about. Hey, Drizzy KO says they better get Dev now before he's a beast at 25. Yeah, he needs to be at 140, I think, bro. Devin gonna need some power. He gonna need some power. He gonna have to get these guys respect, man. His opposition, his rivals saw that shit last night, and they're like, man, he couldn't even hurt this smaller guy moving up. You couldn't hurt him. He said that Gary Russell Jr. has a harder pop. But Gary Russell Jr. is a mean little motherfucker, though. You says Tank number one. Linda says Tank is number one. Probably. He has everything going for him. Except for only knock I have against Tank is he ain't fighting no black fighters. Yep. He don't fight black fighters. I think you need to fight some black fighters, Tank. Yeah, that's true. Just because they speak English American accent don't make them less of what they really are. That's just where they from. Um, shit, that was a good fight, man. I like the UFC. I really do. I like the UFC. I don't try not to get too caught up into the politics of it. That's really not the politics ain't like it is in boxing. But I like the UFC, man. I try to keep up with the newer guys that's coming up because all the guys when I was really watching it hard is getting older and shit, and some of them phased out already. But I like MMA. I'm a fight fan. I like that shit, man. They fight the best guys. You know what I'm saying? The fans ain't too caught up into purse splits and shit and all that bullshit, man. They fight, man. You know what I'm saying? They fight. They fight and they fight hard. You said, how do you think? Oh, I was gonna say something about that, Mr. Classic Metal. How do you think Haney would do against man, bro? I was gonna say stay away from Zapata. I was gonna say stay away from Zapata, bro. Yes, yes. He could probably beat Zapata, but Zapata, man, that motherfucker could punch. Nah, man. Nah. Nah. Lions Truth says Haney is clearly the top dog at 135, as he is a complete fighter skill wise. He's the one taking fights closer to 50-50. He's calling on everybody saying everything except Kun Cambo. Yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to say, but And the reason why I don't put Tank there is because Tank did a lot of bouncing around, and Dev stayed at the division. Tried to fight whoever he could fight. Um, Kambosos, he came out of nowhere. Teofimo kind of got lucky against Loma because Loma was sleeping. Um, I still think Loma's the top guy of that division, honestly. We're going to see how he looks against Kome. I know he looked really good against Nakatani. We're going to see if he does the same to Kome. If he does the same to Kome, then that's. But yeah, Teofimo, man, he goes up in 140. Who he go fight? Nobody. Who he go fight? There's a lot of tough guys up at 140. What's going on, Cold Dance? I see you in the building. Salute. Everybody hit that like button. Steve Anderson says every time Haney got hit, he was right back on the counter. That's going to pay off down the road for sure. When Haney got hit, man, I felt like he got hit too much in that fight. Too much. Just too much. He was doing a lot of ducking down, too. A lot of ducking down. His reactions to getting hit was like, dude, if you take some shit like that to Australia, they will rob you. They will take the fight from you. Hey, that's funny, Mr. Classic. Mr. Classic Metal. Hey, I'm thinking Shakur, man. Shakur Stevenson. He go up to 135, man. He's sharp. You said if Loma wins, he gets a shot against Cambosis. Does he? Cambosis didn't seem too interested in fighting Loma. Loma beat Cambosis. I can tell you that. And Loma's toughest fight will probably be Tank. That's because Tank just can. He got speed and power and skill. He got a lot of amateur fights. He got some experience now. Tank, except for fighting black fighters and shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. AJ. Yeah, we was talking about that. Bill Haney. Um, he has Devin move around a lot. They had Ben Davison. Salute to Corey Palmer. They had Ben Davison in this corner. Um, it's like what happened to Floyd Senior. Like, I think Devin also needs a trainer, like a guy that's gonna sit him, just gonna work with him now. Devin bounced around a lot and got a lot of experience from getting a lot of different work, from seeing a lot of different looks from different guys. But I think now it's just my opinion. I think he needs to settle down with one trainer and just go the rest of the road. You know what I'm saying, for a while. He's doing, I don't know, man. I just wasn't, and I kind of agree. Ryan Garcia said he says Devin Haney had a good fight, but the 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 urge to do something special wasn't there. Some shit he said, and I like, yeah, I was looking for something. Something was like shocking, spectacular, or like Shakur did Jamil. I didn't expect Shakur to go up in there and run him out of the ring like that. I didn't, you know, I was expecting something like that from Devin. Maybe my expectations was just too high, but nonetheless, he got the job done in relatively dominant fashion. So, um, moving forward, I think those other guys are a little bit more. If he stays at that way too long, man, those guys are going to get the one up on him. He's not going to have nothing left in these fights. Yeah, he said the urge wasn't there. He said, I think he's trying to KO JoJo. Yeah, I was expecting just, I don't know, man. Devin just, I don't know. I don't want to like sound like I'm like trying to, because people get pissed off when you um overly critical. But my expectations is really high, man. Because I know he got the talent. I know he got the resources. I know he got the experience. I know he got this. And going up in there with Tank or even the Cambosos in Australia, because you know that's the only way that fight's happening, bro, you'll lose. Stay away from Tank Davis. Shakur Stevenson seems to have gotten his grown man strength a lot sooner. He got a little bit more pop on this shit. I think Shakur can go up to 135 and start wrecking shit. Honestly, once Shakur gets up to 135, it's gonna be really interesting. You said, from what you understand, Davidson does has a great boxing man. He does train Judge Taylor. The thing is, he's more like a psychic because Bill Haney's still in charge. Yeah, he ain't letting. Maybe he should let Ben Davidson, because they say that dude is a really good strategist and shit like that. But Bill Haney's still running the show. He's still running the show. You know, he ain't gonna take the back seat. Salute to you too, Linda. Peace out. He says Bill surrounds himself with good coaches, but assumes the lead role. Yeah, he does. He does. Um, he needs to take the back seat, bro. Take the second role. Let the coach and coach. Like I just didn't see nothing like no improvements from Devin last night. Young fighters, you see improvement. You see improvement, whether it's speed, their power, their technique, something new they did or whatever. I just didn't see nothing from Devin last night, other than him really trying to show people that he had power, and he just simply don't got it. And I think it's a lot to do with the weight cutting. He been at that weight for a long time, and I think if he moved up to 140, we will see a stronger, more explosive Devin Haney. He'll really be running through guys. Oh, you said Davidson and Haney are friends. Oh, wow. Okay. He said maybe it was the level of competition. I don't know. I felt he looked it better against Linares, me personally. Because JoJo didn't really I don't know. I was tired as hell watching that fight last night, but I felt like he didn't have nothing for him. Those punch stats was I felt that was a lie. Like I didn't see JoJo throwing as many punches at Dev at all. Nor did I see him landing as many punches as they said. I didn't see none of that. All I saw was Devin really trying to put this dude out. And JoJo did have his moments. You know, Devin showed signs of fatigue in the fight. Tell y'all that's that weight, man. I never seen Devin get tired in a fight. He showed signs of fatigue in this fight last night. And I felt the Linares was a tougher, harder fight. Linares actually came to fight. Linares actually, you know what I'm saying? JoJo, he just was kind of walking forward and, fighting in spurts, so to speak. Xavier, hey, he may be on to something with that. He says it seems like Haney is operating fully off his box ability, off his ability rather than what he's gaining from his coaches. Yeah, man, that's why I say he needs like a coach, man. A coach that's gonna work with him, that's gonna learn him, understand him, um, know what makes him tick, you know, all that. But when you constantly bouncing around, I don't think you can really get that. Because they only getting you part time. They're not getting you full time to where they can see everything that you could possibly improve on, everything that you're really good at. Things you may need to improve on your conditioning, shit like that. Sergio Moro, their commentary was so biased yesterday too. They was really acting like, man, they really was trying to sway it. I had to turn them off. They was trying to sway it to like Devin was like losing. I didn't never felt Devin was losing. Me personally, I just was grading him critically. Like I was looking for something. I didn't really see it. But other than that, he did what he was supposed to do. And they was trying to sway your mind. You heard the crowd booing as a pro JoJo crowd. They was trying to sway you into believing that Devin was losing. But really, he won. Like, man, get out of here. Sergio Mora and all those dudes are assholes. I almost felt like they was trying to line Devin up, honestly. I don't even. That's why I don't score fights, Clint Adams. I'll be watching fights to score them like that per se, because a dude could be losing or not even have the momentum. Then out of nowhere, they can just end it in the next round, like Canelo, Crawford, Wilder, Tank. You know, they could be losing, quote unquote, losing a fight, and then out of nowhere, they just wins the fight. So, but we go see lightweight division. You know, Kamboso is the man right now. Teofimo out here faking the funk. I don't believe nothing that comes from that shit, bro. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't believe what T.O. and them talking about, because he was just hitting backwards flips after he was hitting backwards flips and everything. Somebody that was supposed to almost died, right? I don't know if y'all know who Dada 5000 is. He's a street fighting guy with like Kimbo, so to speak, but he's more of a promoter. He almost died fighting Kimbo. Literally almost died. Heart almost blew up or something. He almost died. You saw a man hit the deck after the fight like he was fatigued as fuck, like he just had nothing. Who else? There was a few other dudes that you know almost died. Man, this dude was hitting backwards flips and shit and still talking shit after the fight. He had energy to talk shit. Man, no, man, this is a cover up from ESPN Top Rank to save face damage control, because this dude went over there to the zone and lost all them belts and every leverage, all the leverage they had in the division. That's what that is. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with Teofimo. There's always something wrong with him. Nah, ain't nothing wrong with you. Nope. Just you. Nah, it ain't nothing wrong with you. I don't believe it. Where's that shit at? Here, right here.
I'm preparing. People see how hungry I am. You know, they're not dumb, and they can see how easy.
You know what I'm saying? Salute to Aki TV for snatching that clip. You know what I'm saying? Dude out here smoking hookahs, but he has this man. Stop the man. Whatever, bro. They'll come out and tell us anything. They put like a doctor title in front of it, and they expect us to just believe everything. Like, nah, not Bushido. Nah, I don't believe it. I mean, the reason why he may gain punching power from moving up classic metal is because he won't be depleting himself to make that low weight. He won't be taking as much out of himself. Everything that he may have gained in camp, he lose it on the scales and in the fight night and shit. And he ain't putting out. That's probably why Errol Spence is looking like this now. Not as explosive and as strong as he did um in his 20s prior to all the accidents and shit. Oh, they're cutting that weight for a long time. Yeah, Tank was losing to Barrios. I don't see him losing to Buddy unless he's just carrying dude for the pay per views and then just knocks him out when he wants. I'm probably bet on that fight just to bet on it. Let's go end and knockout for sure. Tank Davis for sure knocking Isaac Cruz out tonight. But I'll be extremely surprised. Salute Blind Faith. I see you in the building. I'll be surprised. You said I hope that Cherry beat Tank tonight. A lot of people ain't happy with Tank. And I feel you. Ooh, excuse me. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. But I like Tank. I like Tank as a fighter though. I'm not too cool with how they moving them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of that. How they moving them. I'm not a fan of it. Tank already talking about, man, I don't care about them belts. Keep them belts. He don't even care about them belts. Because when he get a belt, then he get tied into certain fights that he probably won't want. Mandatory obligations and shit like that. He said, "How come people mad at Tank?" Yeah, that's why they mad at him. But I'd be surprised if he did put up a good fight. Respect is earned against Tank. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he knows he gonna have to put up and put out. But he's just so much. When last time we seen Tank fight somebody smaller than him? Like, oh my god! And we see what he do with guys his size or bigger. You know, he can knock you off your feet. I mean, he put Leo Santa Cruz to sleep, like sleep. He may knock Isaac Cruz out the ring. I think Isaac Cruz, he go either his feet gonna be off the ground or he's gonna be like flat out somewhere. It's gonna be one of the two. Is he gonna be a flat out knockout or he's gonna be lifted up off the ground in some type of way? That's what I expect tonight from Tank. He said I like Tank, but he don't respect the fans. Mm, what you mean? Like by giving the fans the fights that they want to see? I think that's all Floyd, bro. I think Tank will fight anybody you put in front of him, honestly. But he just letting Floyd. He believes in Floyd and them, and he letting Floyd and them moving him how they moving him. That's what I think. I think Tank will fight anybody in front of him. You know what I'm saying? If push came to shove and shit like that, but nah, bro. Floyd moving him in a way to where even my mom is criticizing Tank. Like, oh, he ain't fighting nobody. So I don't expect this pay-per-view to do too good. And I feel like Floyd by doing this is kind of hindering Tank's. But Tank don't seem to care about being the best pound for pound or a goat and shit like that. You know, he's a money fighter, so I don't think he really even cares about shit like that. But I'm gonna tell you this: that shit lives forever. When we talk about, like I said before, when we talk about the throwback fighters, we don't talk about how much money they made. We talk about the legendary fights that they had, how good they was as a fighter, and what skills they brought to the game and shit like that. We don't talk about their money. Yeah, they may have had money, we knew about it, but that's not something we talk about when we talk about the legend. But in current boxing today, that's a main topic. Maybe in the future it'll be different to where fans are talking about, well, yeah, Canelo Alvarez was the cash cow. And Floyd Mayweather, he was the original cash cow. And then it was Canelo Alvarez. And then it was Tank Davis. People talking about people's money versus their skills as a fighter or their talents as an athlete. He gonna have to, Craig Smith. He gonna have to. Because even my mom is like, hey, he ain't fighting nobody. She asked, she ordered a fight. I said, go watch Tank. She said, he ain't fighting nobody. She already know he ain't fighting nobody, man. You said Cruz got power? He throws a lot of flurries and punches. I mean, he can may overwhelm Tank. He's a smaller guy. He's a smaller target. So let me take that back. Um, Fighters today don't seem to be able to fight these smaller dudes too well. Uh, I don't know, man. Tank Davis he's good, man. He's not just he's not just some bullshit fighter, despite how people may see him being moved. I think Tank Davis will fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cruz could throw a lot of punches in a row and shit. Tank will eventually time that shit and hit him with an uppercut or just a leaping hook or something and knock him flat, man. Yeah, look, that little dude packs a hell of a punch. Nah. Nobody wants smoke with Gary, bro. There's a reason why. Say what you want about Gary, but there's a reason why nobody wants to hop on him. Even now, with his inactivity lapses, nobody wants to hop on Gary Russell, bro. It's for a reason. Shakur don't even want to mention his name. Man, they don't want to deal with Gary Russell still, bro. It's because he got a really high IQ and the motherfucker mean as hell and he's a gym rat. Yeah, they don't want to deal with Gary Russell Jr. So Gary over here training his brothers and shit now because they may get some work. I think they signed the PBC too, but he ain't necessarily signed to them. So I don't know what the hell is up with that. Crawford better get his shit together too. You got to sign with somebody or something. Or go be out here like Gary Russell. You gonna have a belt fighting once a year, fighting mandatories because you ain't necessarily signed to anybody. This is why I said Floyd for Bud. A lot of people don't like it, but I think that's a good move. I think that's really the only really real safe move. It's a risk as well, but it's better than just doing it yourself. You see what they're doing. Salute to Chains with Ice. You say I hope Crawford gets Gary outside the ring. Man, Gary is the only one that's really looking for Crawford smoke. Gary Russell Jr. Unfortunately for him, he's just too small for him. It's just not realistic. You know what I'm saying? But Shakur said he got Crawford showing him the ropes. Yep. Yeah, dude. I'm telling y'all. I forgot what we was talking about. But yeah, Gary, yeah, he a mean motherfucker, man. But yeah, you got dudes. Let me finish this off with the Crawford Spence shit. You got dudes quoting Bob and Eddie now. Like that's a popular thing to do. Like that's something cool all of a sudden. Quoting Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn. It's like why? I thought y'all don't like the promoter and all this shit. Oh no, you only like it now because it's the business of boxing, and that's the only thing you can beat up Bud with. The only thing you can get him with the business of boxing. Because your favorite fighter running from him. So when the promoters come out and talk they shit, it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You heard what they said? You said Gary didn't even want to fight. Man, I don't know about that. I don't know about that change with ice. Towards the end of that little fiasco, I felt that Devin Haney and them pulled out of that shit because Bill Haney just changed up his energy real quick for no reason. Yes, Lions Truth. He's very mean. Yep, and he's a southpaw. Right. Yeah, we forgot that. Gary's a southpaw too. Gary ain't getting no work, man. And this is why I said like Crawford will be in the same situation like Gary right now. Just a tough fight. He gonna want a lot of money because of who he is as a fighter. You ain't gonna be able to find no opponents that want to fight him to make a big fight. It'll be an ugly situation. Eddie Hearn talking shit. He said we losing money on Boo Boo Andre, but we believe in him. He said, but we believe in him, but we losing money on him. And one would imagine, yeah, you are. You paying these guys who are top class fighters. You can't find opponents to fight them. So you got to pay these opponents to fight them, and then you lose money because it's not really getting nothing in return because it's not, yeah, it's business, yeah. But see, that's why I always urge these dudes to fight. Boo Boo Andre can't get fights because, well, he can't. You ain't making no return on him because you can't get the guys to fight him. The Triple G's and all these dudes. That's what that is. Unless you're a Canelo Alvarez or somebody like that, you gonna need the right dance partners, bro. Especially in boxing. Now Andre getting that bag for I think Andre's getting nice money from fighting over there on the zone. Andre's getting nice money fighting over there on the zone. Yeah, he's getting nice little money. He's fighting over there on his own. But Eddie Hearn, they ain't got no money for Bud, and he don't got no opponents. He ain't got nobody at 147 for him. But see, guys will take that and be like, "Oh well, yeah." See, but in reality, he don't got nobody for Crawford. He got some British dudes that they could just pull up out the ground from somewhere and him beat up on. But I mean, that's not gonna do anything because you go know he gonna win. The fans ain't gonna be too interested in seeing it. It's business, and the right business move will be to go to PBC, B&B Promotions, co-promoted with Floyd Mayweather or something. Get this show on the road. That's the only other option. Ain't no, there's no. They essentially shut the door on them by coming out that interview. They pretty much let them know like, hey, don't even come over here to the zone. Don't even come over here. We ain't got nothing for you over here. You already know Oscar ain't doing shit. You said Bud needs to tell Spence I'll take the 64 and stop Douglas. Spence never formally even really sent a real offer. When have they formally had negotiations to where things fell apart in negotiations because Crawford didn't want to take the 40, bro? When? When has these negotiations happened? I don't remember that shit happening at all, bro. Salute to D Luckett. It's only about negotiations when it comes to Bud, man. Yeah, that's basically what they say, bro. Yeah, he's not losing money. He's just not getting the return that he wants. Yeah, because you best believe if Bob Arum come out and say he's losing money on Crawford, you best believe he lost money on Lomachenko and all types of other motherfuckers too. Because they not pulling in half as much. They not even fighting in the full. They not packing arenas and shit like Crawford is. They fighting in theater rooms. So miss me with the bullshit. You see, they got Boots at number 2 on the WBO. Oh, that's some new news, huh? That boy go fight Boots. He need to do it soon. He said, "Why should boy take the 40?" Yep, that's what it is, Mr. Classic Metal. And y'all hit that like button for your boy. You said Andre makes what? 1.5 mil per at this point. I thought he was making like $4 million a fight or some shit like that, like 3 to 4 million or something like that. That's what I heard. He said he doesn't sell as much. Spence doesn't fight as much. I mean, shit. Who else Spence go fight, bro? Tell me what else Errol Spence is gonna do. Silver Surfer. What is Errol Spence go do? I'm not and it's not my position to say who deserves what. I just want to see the fight. I just want to see the fight. I think Errol Spence does benefit from being from Texas. It's twice as 3 or 4 times as big as Nebraska and shit. Way more people. Like he benefits from being from there. You said Errol's opponent sells fights. You said Ugas, nah, he can't fight Ugas, bro. Ugas is tied up with the WBA. WBA made promises to guys like Stanionis and shit, bro. Salute to Exclusive News Insider for the super chat. He says, I love Devin and he's a special fighter, but if he ever fights Tank, he won't win after what I seen last night. And I agree, bro. He won't. Dev is that guy. He's my guy. But based off what I seen last night, I don't I don't know. I won't be too confident in him, going up in there with Tank. Nah, definitely not Tank. If he's getting hit like that, nah. He says the fans ain't getting no younger waiting for EJ and Bud fight if it happens. I'm telling you, how much older are we all now? Like 4 years older? Fuck out of here, man. Hey, there's a group of fans that yap about the percentages, and then there's a group of fans that just want to see the fight. Those are the two different. There's two different types of fans today. I understand that the business is a big part of it. I do, but I also ain't trying to hit because when it's time to fight, it's time to fight. Shit. You said sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Crawford and Spence will never happen. That fight is dead because Spence don't want the fight. His handlers know he cannot beat Crawford. It's not going to happen. Yeah, that's what I think too. That's exactly what I think. That shit ain't gonna happen, bro. That fight ain't gonna happen, bro. That fight ain't gonna happen at all. You said that fight will happen. Man, we'll see, AJ. I'm hoping you right now. Hoping I'm wrong. But I'm not too optimistic, bro. But I do think at this point, I think it's the most important time for it to happen. We got a whole new crop of other fighters coming up now. And what about real quick? What about the heavyweight division? It's not as it's dead. Like Tyson Fury, we know as good as he is, right? The dude loses motivation easily. He gets bored and he'll disappear. Anthony Joshua, he don't know what he want to do. And Deontay Wilder, well, he was that guy that brought the fire back to the division. He has since been defeated. Will it be the same if he comes back? He's 36 years old now. A lot of money. So now the heavyweight division, who do we got? We know Fury ain't gonna be sticking around too long. Usyk, he don't talk, and he ain't go. He probably fight. Fury and heavyweight boxing, man. Who we got in America? Charles Martin. Are y'all getting behind him? Trevor Bryan. You know what I'm saying? Heavyweight boxing. The next wave of guys. What's the young boy? Big Baby Anderson. Yeah, I'm hearing that AJ go step aside for Usyk, man. Can't find a trainer or something. I had a video where Fury was had the crowd screaming AJ's a pussy and all that. Just belittling AJ. Dub Simo, he says Derek James put it all on Arrow. Said that he's just the trainer and that they will fight if Arrow wants it. So he must know that Arrow don't want it. I mean, I don't think Errol wants that fight, bro. He don't want to fight, dog. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody say. You can convince me otherwise. You could, yeah, you have some good points with the business of boxing and shit that makes sense. But at the end of the day, man, you know when somebody really wants something, man, he don't want that fight, bro. He don't want to deal with Terrence Crawford, man. That's. I don't even know why we even talking about that. He don't want the fight. This is good for him that the business of boxing and politics is still finding a way to, you know. But clearly, if Crawford is willing to become his mandatory, the mandatory splits, the challenger gets the lesser pot anyway. So maybe it was just a situation where all that shit getting out in the public wasn't he wasn't really having it. So we go see if it happens next year, man. I'm tired of arguing with niggas about that stupid ass fight. Spence don't want it. It would have happened already if he did. He would have made it happen. He's the draw. Real draws in boxing, like the Broners, the Floyds, the Canelos. It don't matter who they fight, right? It don't matter who they fight. They go pack the house and they go do good numbers. But when it comes to Bud Crawford, it's almost like he's the fucking Grim Reaper. Like you asking Satan to come challenge you, and you know, like that's what it's like. Like, but you supposed to be the draw though. You supposed to be the big fish. See, they push this narrative like he's this big draw. Like, okay, if he's the draw, then why is it such an issue to make the Crawford fight happen? If you the man and you the draw, then make the fight. Then make the fight. That's why I said back then I put that shit on Spence to make the fight. Because he's the draw, he's the pay-per-view guy, he's this, he's the Texas, he's my big Texas. I put that shit on him, bro. Make the fight. You don't even want to try to make it. Well, maybe. What is he doing here? Why would not take the easy road? He said, when champions, salute to my boy YSM. He says, when champions become the mando for WBC, the split becomes 55-45. Yep. You said the fight's going to happen. It probably going to happen, but man, give us some fucking shit to be excited about. So we can get prepared for the fight. So we can pack the house. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be a promoter. You got to promote some shit, bro. Who you out here promoting? What fights you out here promoting? See, George Kamboso, if he's out here promoting himself, attaching his name to these guys and saying how you match up and all this shit, he's out in the mix. Man, how you out here promoting? You ain't promoting the Crawford fight. You ain't want to talk about him. So how I expect to get that fight in 2022 just all of a sudden out of nowhere? Oh, because Boots Ennis is coming. Because Boots Ennis is coming. Boots Ennis is coming, y'all. See, Crawford just fought a mandatory. Spence hasn't fought a mandatory yet in a long time. Yep. He's number 2 on the IBF and WBO. He coming. See, with Crawford, he'll have to wait a while. Unless Crawford volunteers to let me fight him or whatever. But Spence, he hasn't fought a mandatory in how long? Danny Garcia was a mandatory, right, for WBC. But he hasn't fought an IBF mandatory since Ocampo. That was like 4 years ago, it seemed like. He said, AJ's a Spence guy. He says, it has to happen. Spence has nowhere to go, bro. Hey, he don't. He don't. Do you want to deal with Boots Ennis for less money? Hell the fuck no. The Crawford Spence fight is cooking. Yeah, Derek James was a promoter at one point, Lions Truth. We remember that. He was the manager all of a sudden. Then now all of a sudden he's back to being just the trainer. So who knows what the future may hold, and anything is possible. Like, if he wants it, like that's not what we want to hear, bro. Why y'all playing games? Just say nah, man. We don't really want to deal with this dude, man. We never really did. Like, leave us alone. We go do things the way we go do it. We don't want him to fuck up our brand, and that's what it is. We wish he'll just go away. Just say that. But yeah, the lightweight division, things is changing. George Campbell is out here dictating things and pulling strings and acting like he. Teofimo out here getting that damage control. I don't believe that stuff with him. Out of nowhere, like he almost died and he could have died. Okay, but he was hitting backwards flips. You can't be almost dying hitting backwards flips, bro. We've seen instances where dudes almost died in the ring and shit due to exhaustion and shit. Like Bermain Stavern, they say he almost died in his fight with Wilder. Dehydration or some shit. He wasn't hitting backwards flips after the fight. Yeah, I don't know why they be doing that stuff, Craig Smith. They act like I don't know. You can't just. That's not what happened. That was a arguably Porter was winning that fight until the knockdown was like the only difference in that fight. Spence won a split decision, bro. What are they talking about? And people want to say Crawford was losing against Porter. Well, maybe, but he closed the show though. He left no doubt. And whatever you want to say about Kenny Porter, he knew what was coming. He got his son up out of there. He saved his son the embarrassment of getting stopped by Terrence Crawford because he knew Terrence Crawford was gonna stop him. Too early in the round. Too early in the round. Some people just want to see Sean Porter get killed. That's what they wanted. They wanted to see his head get knocked off. Salute to Rebel Life Boxing. Y'all go subscribe to Rebel Life Boxing. You said, what did Lopez say? Oh, wait. This is what they said about Lopez. He has been risking it. Teofimo, let me read it. He says, Teofimo Lopez was risking his life and should have been in a hospital rather than in a boxing ring. When he lost his 4 lightweight titles to George Kamboso last week at Massacre, according to a doctor who subsequently examined him and reviewed his medical records. Let me move this up. The hell? He could have died for sure, Dr. Linda Dolly said. Yeah, he breathed. I can't even explain it to you. It's like somebody tied a 300-pound set of weights around his chest, like his neck was in a vice. So Teofimo pretty much almost died against dude. But Teofimo Lopez was coming out here talking shit too. He was just talking shit the other day, responding to fans and like ain't nothing wrong with him, dude. They always come out with cop outs for these fucking dudes, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with him or Ryan Garcia. Nothing wrong with neither one of them. They probably having problems with them fucking girls on some real shit. They probably having fucking problems with their wives. And it got them all fucked up and distracted. So let's just say he had an injury, or let's just say he had this, and The fans go believe it because the fans fall for that shit. People fall for that stuff today. Only when it pertains to certain demographics, too, though. Adrian Broner can't come out and say he's mentally ill. It won't work for him. And we all know AB needed help for years. They'll laugh at him. So miss me with the fucking bullshit. This dude was out here talking and flipping and talking shit. Shannon Briggs had asthma too. Yeah, he had asthma, but he was hitting backwards flips, bro. I'm not hearing it, bro. He had enough energy to be after that fight talking shit instead of having a respirator mask on, breathing after the fight. Nah, it wasn't that. He was over there talking shit, flipping and shit. Nah, bro. Then he was on social media talking shit, and now all of a sudden a doctor comes out and says that he almost died. I mean, he probably, whatever, man. I ain't falling for it. Yeah, bro. Come on, man. We can't fall for this stuff, man. It's always with this dude. It's ESPN top ranked saving face because he went over there and fucked up. Lost all them belts to George Kambo. So that's over. He almost died. He shouldn't even been in fighting in the first place. Oh, dude. He out here on hookahs and shit. Salute to Exclusive News Insider for the super chat. He says Crawford, a little dude from 135, moving up and knocking out these big dudes. Arrow, the bigger dude at 147, struggling to kill 140 pounders at 150. Struggling to KO 140 pounders at 154, 160. He knows you have less advantage, less power. Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, Spence been at 147 for too long. That's probably why he's not putting out like he once did, in my opinion. I think he's just been at that weight too long. I think it's time for him to move up. However, I don't know how well his style translates as a pound for pound type of fighter. He's on a pound for pound list, but is he really a pound for pound fighter? Could he move up in weight and do this to bigger guys or guys closer to his size with his skill set? Could he do that? We don't know. He beat Mikey and some guys at welterweight, but other than that, he's like 5 or 4 on pound for pound list from, like not moving up in weight, showing us that he's really great. For me, that's pound for pound. You got to move up in weight. You have to move up in weight to be pound for pound. It's like people make up rules per fighter for pound. Like, nah, bro. Tank Davis proven to be a pound for pound type of guy with the Barrios win. Say what you want about that fight. He showed that he can move up in weight and knock out a much bigger guy who I believe never been knocked out. But yeah, he's struggling to KO 140 guys, probably because he's cutting the weight so much. He ain't got shit left. Kind of like how Devin's probably looking. And he was just had look. Hey, speaking of Danny, I was gonna mention Danny. Danny's the richest fighter in PBC. Y'all heard about that? Outside of Floyd Mayweather, Danny Garcia got the highest. He's the man. Danny Garcia. So salute to Danny for, securing the bag, man. Danny don't even got to fight no more. He just lingering around. He want to be a rapper now. You said I don't like Mel Charlo, but yeah, he should. He said there's no way he shouldn't be on the pound for pound list. I guess they put unified guys on pound for pound list, huh? They got Stephen Fulton, I think, on the new one. If I'm not mistaken, I saw him on some pound for pound list. So they just putting unified guys. But I feel that guys that move up in weight should be that should take precedence over any of that other shit, in my opinion. It seems like it does. The guys that actually move up in weight, like Usyk, Crawford, Inoue, Canelo, they're at the top, and they moving up weight class. But the other guys are like unified and shit. I think that's how they doing it. But is Spence really a pound for pound guy? Who knows? He got a lot of pound for pound hype, but it ain't been proven that he can go up to 154 and beat up on a top guy, regardless of who it is. We haven't seen it. Oh, okay. That was the DAZN list. Okay. I didn't. They had Fulton at 9 and 10. Oh man, that's why, man, these pound for pound lists is crazy, bro. Why Sim says he was hyping Danny up to make it sound good. Oh yeah. I forgot about Bomb Squad. Yeah, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? Wilder's making big money for those fights. Way more than those dudes. But I think Danny has a lot of shit going on outside of boxing, is probably what they mean. But yeah. Because I know Danny got a lot of shit going on outside of boxing, what they say. And out of all the welterweights, he is the highest, earned guy. Danny is. But yeah, with Wilder, it's not even. Yeah, Wilder's making big money. I forgot about him. Yeah, Castano would destroy Arrow. Yeah, he beat him in the amateurs too. Castano beat the shit out of Errol Spence, bro. That's a real bad matchup. That's what I said. I don't know if Errol Spence's style could translate to other weight classes. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I think he should have moved up and did everything sooner. Been at welterweight too long. D-Lo44 says, y'all go subscribe to D-Lo44 Boxing. He said Spencer's a hell of a boxer, but I think his skill set would translate up and down weight classes hypothetically, but I still think Buzz gets that ass though, and I can't wait to see it. I don't know, man. I don't know if his style could translate different weight classes, dude. I just don't know. Because I haven't seen it. Even at welterweight, he's always had most of the advantages. He's always been the majority of the time the bigger guy, the stronger guy. I never seen it. You know what I'm saying? The Sean Porter fight, it showed us that he's definitely not the fastest. He's probably the slowest out of all the top welterweights. Overall speed, he's definitely the slowest. Match him up like that. Who's the fastest? Who's the strongest? I don't know. Who's the strongest? Who knows? They say Porter was strong, but Crawford picked him up and walked him around the ring. So who knows? Thurman was fast, but we haven't seen him in 2 years. He says Boots going to be the same way. He's going to be too big for 147, and he won't be there long. If he do, he will lose to somebody that's good coming up. I don't think Boots go stick around. He's already a big 147. Huge. He's bigger than Spence was, I think. You know what I'm saying? He's bigger than Spence was. And shit, he ain't gonna be at that way too long. It'll be interesting to see what happens though. If he's number 2 in IBF and the WBO, will he get mandated to fight either Crawford or Spence? Of course, Crawford just fought a mandatory, so I don't think that's happening anytime soon. And I guess it depends on what IBF decides to do. It's going to depend on who IBF picks, or if Spence is going to have a pick. I believe he was able to pick, and I think they picked Ocampos instead of Ugas, because Ugas was the guy at the time. I think number 3 in IBF back when Ocampos was around. Vice versa, one of the two, or something like that. But they went with the Ocampo, and that was years ago. So I think it's about overdue for a mandatory. And Boots is one of the guys up there, along with this other guy that he should have really just been out the way already. But they made to make that guy and Boots fight an eliminator or something. Really, best case scenario for Spence would have been Ugas being available, but he's not. Now Chris is just Rose lead back to Bud. But we gonna see what happens. You know, been a lot of politics shit again on Terrence Crawford. We can't just appreciate him as a fighter. We gotta talk about the business of him. Like he out here broke or something. Like he out here hurting for money or something. You know, like all that shit. You know, we worried about that. We just want to see the fights, man. Over on this side, we just want to see the fights, man. How much more business do you need to get right? You said Virgil. Oh yeah, speaking of Virgil and Boots, I heard something about my boy YSM told me. I can't remember something about Virgil and Boots. And I think Virgil turned that shit down or some shit like that. They ain't gonna put Virgil up in there, nowhere near Jerron Ennis. They gonna keep him away from that dude for as long as they can. For as long as possible. There's no way that they putting Boots Virgil Ortiz anywhere near Jerron Boots Ennis. They won't do it. They won't do it. Yeah, I know, D-Lo. It should happen, but it won't happen. It just won't happen, bro. We already know how it goes. It's just not gonna happen. We got to boo. Because we know it ain't gonna happen. They're gonna be around each other for a long time, probably their whole careers. You know what I'm saying? They both big welterweights. Oh wow. That's what Robert Garcia said? I think Bud is gonna go up to 154 before Spence does. Dub C. Dub Mo. I think Bud's gonna go up to 154 before Spence does. Hey, you ain't lying, D-Lo. The fantasy fight, bizarro era of boxing. Man, bro. All the big fights we really want to see, the D fights, man, it's been like pulling teeth to try to even get them. We had some good fights, but the fights that we've been really wanting, man, it's just never happened. We got Wilder Fury, but I felt Wilder Joshua was the better, bigger fight at its time. That fight was boiling hot, and they now look at it. Man, come on, bro. This is why you got to fight next year. But yeah, to close it out, the lightweight division is heating up. Yeah, Wilder Joshua was a Super Bowl that didn't happen, bro. That fight was a Super Bowl fight that didn't happen. That fight should have happened, bro. But you know, we I ain't got to say what happened. Y'all know what happened. Some people believe that Wilder the reason why it did happen. But man, AJ never wanted to deal with Deontay Wilder. I'm not even gonna sit here and I remember all that shit. He didn't want no smoke with Deontay. Tyson Fury actually wanted some smoke with him. Why? Because he signed that fucking contract. Wilder gave Tyson Fury 50-50. He gave Tyson Fury 50-50. But they was trying to give Deontay Wilder a flat rate. Y'all remember that? They were trying to give Deontay Wilder a flat $12 million flat rate. But they was giving everybody else percentages and shit. Come on, man. We remember this shit, how it was happening, man. Then in the little zone shit tried to, Man, that's a bunch of bullshit, man. Wilder Joshua should have been the fight that should have happened 3 times. That was supposed to be the fight right there. So let Spence and Crawford be a lesson. Let this be a lesson to that. Like, hey, y'all need to do this shit in 2022 for you won't be able to do it at all. You won't be able to do it at all. Now AJ is in a limbo. He don't know what he want to do. He don't know if he's gonna keep Rob McCracken. He's getting called a pussy out here. And Deontay, he said the best is still yet to come of him, but at 36 years old and with 2 hard, tough fights with a monster like Tyson Fury, a much bigger man. I mean, who else in boxing is getting into fights with dudes that's 50 pounds heavier than them? Who else is doing that? Nobody. So how much does Deontay Wilder really have left at 36 years old with all the wear and tear, and all the injuries on his hands and his biceps, and the grueling fights with Tyson Fury? Shit changed from the time back when, you fight Wilder and, the money's in the bag and all that. That shit should have happened back then. But fans contribute into this fight not happening. Boxing fans contribute into this shit not happening. Eddie Hearn was doing his best to keep AJ away. Wilder would start to agree to all their terms at one point. Then out of nowhere, Povetkin becomes his mandatory, and he had 12 days to make the fight out of nowhere once Wilder agreed to take the man. Get out of here, man. I remember all that shit. All of it. I remember the Spence Crawford, how this shit's playing out. Get a belt. You ain't done nothing in the welterweight division. Now it's just this narrative that Bud Crawford took the easy road because Bomac got caught slipping. And now Bud took the easy road all of a sudden by going the WBO route. Even though Jeff Horn at the time was the guy that beat Manny and all types of shit. Guess that don't mean nothing. Depends on who does it. So I pay attention to how these things play out. Yeah, I get that there's business behind a lot of this shit. But I also look at the energy from these fighters too. The energy of these dudes change like the Midwest weather. Constant. He said Tio went straight to the Kamboso's fight on life support. Man, bro. I'm not hearing nothing about Teofimo and none of his excuses, man. He came out with so many excuses. He was injured before he even got into the fight. Remember that? That's what he get. Yeah, that's what he get. I don't feel sorry for him at all. Rebel Life Boxing says the Spence Crawford fight only goes 2 ways, either a draw or a win for Bud. I can see that. But bro, I don't think Spence got. I don't think at this point could Spence keep up with Crawford at this point, bro. You know what I'm saying? Could he keep up with him, man? Could he keep up with Bud, who stays in the gym at all the time, shape on top of shape on top of shape? He's not an injury-prone guy, anything of the sort. You know what I'm saying? Could he so you know, we seen Spence with bellies and shit, and we seen Spence high as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I think it would have been closer some years ago, definitely. But now I think Crawford beats the shit out of him. That sounds really controversial, I know, because it's Errol Spence, but and he is a dog, but I don't think he have any of the advantages that he used to having. But yeah, what else happened in boxing? I think that's about it. Of course, we got Tank tonight. I expect him to knock Cruz out within 4 rounds, unless he carries him. But eventually, Tank Davis gonna have to fight somebody. He gonna have to fight somebody that fans care about. You can't keep trying to, like. I feel like this is like you trying to swindle people. I feel. I don't know. Maybe he really has fans that'll come out there and buy his pay-per-views no matter who he's fighting at this, you know. But I feel that Tank Davis he's gonna have to eventually fight somebody soon before people stop giving a damn. Ugh. Yep, he said, in my opinion, it was closer before Bud got acclimated to 147. I actually favor Spence. Now I favor Bud the longer it takes to make the more fun. But yeah, yep, that's what I'm saying. Crawford had time to get used to the weight and all that shit. Yeah, they waited him out, but they thought he was gonna slow down or something, but he really didn't. He's like at his peak right now. I think this is the most dangerous time to deal with Terrence Crawford. I think this is the most dangerous time to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? But we go see what happens, man. 2022 for that fight. Of course, we got Tank tonight. Devin Haney got the job done against Jojo Diaz. Little resistance. No real amount of resistance. I mean, I don't know. You know, I honestly almost fell asleep watching the fight, to be honest with you. But he got the job done like I expected. I think he may need to move up in weight soon. Teofimo Lopez, I think he out here bullshitting. You know, they saving face damage control. There'll be a lot of that with this guy. You can see that now. Kamboso, he's out here really just he using his leverage. You can tell he out here using his leverage, boy. I tell you. You know. We gonna see what happens. Like, subscribe, Hodge boy. Peace out.